Oh, yeah. Fish on. Yeah. Oh, my God. Good night. Look at that tank. That's a toad, brother. Golly.
What up?
Going on?
So listen, man, I'm going to tell you guys right now, stay tuned to the end of the video where we're going to give away 4 Fish USA gift cards, 2 $100 and 2 $50 at the end of the video. And we're going to make this one a short one tonight. We're going to make this one a shorter one.
All about it.
All
yeah,
right,
so if you guys are joining us for the first time, make sure you like, you share, you comment, and you get everything out there so everybody can see this, because there is a killer prize that you want everybody to be a part of. But at the same time, we want everybody to learn about all the information that Chad's going to dump on you in a very short period of time.
People we can get to show up to these lives, the more leverage I have to getting sponsors like Fish USA, like the one you got on your shirt too, to kick in more loot for us to give to you knuckleheads. So let me give you the rundown of what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to talk about the Trail Series overview. We're going to talk about the new all-in early bird, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to talk about the Dakota Lithium double up, which is, I'm not going to say it's replacing the Pro Series, but we're getting rid of the Pro Series. So I will explain that before you guys have congestive heart failure, congenitive heart failure, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to do a Challenge Series, Trail Series preview overview, where we're back to having a $100,000 payout at one event, $100,000 guaranteed total first place payout. So let me repeat that. We're going to have the opportunity for a $100,000 guaranteed payout at one event, not payout total purse. Total purse will probably be over $250,000, but this is just one event. So you're going to want to stay tuned for details on that. I want to plug my latest YouTube video after that and get you guys to chime in on that. We're going to do a little call out for how you guys win these gift cards. Then we're going to announce a new series that we're going to be starting up here on the old Chad Hoover Fishing Podcast. And then we're going to give a shout out to a special angler who's a good friend of mine. At the end of this video, I am going to tell you who I think is the best angler. And this is a preview to a YouTube video that I'm going to do, but I'm going to go ahead and say it here. The best angler in kayak fishing that you don't know. Not the Cody Milton or the Christine Fisher or the Eric Siddiqui or the Russ Snyders or, all of those names that you know. This guy, in my opinion, did what most people do, chose family over fishing. But if he had the ability to travel and fish at the level that these other guys do, in my opinion, educated opinion, by the way, number one in the sport, would probably be the most well-known angler, multi-time angler of the year, all that good stuff. So y'all stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm just going to I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. That's awesome. Most people are scared to say it because they're going to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I do think that this person, deserves a shout out. So yeah, let's kick it off, man. Let's, I guess what we'll do, guys, is this. We're going to talk about a Trail Series overview. One thing that I've kind of locked myself down, and Sam Jones, who's basically helping me out now, who works for KBF in a web design, social media, graphics kind of capacity. And I have been like literally immersed in overhauling the way we disseminate information, the way that we promote the events, the way that we share information. We're also doing the same thing, like you and I are going to be doing the same thing for the live streams. We're going to be live streaming all the tournaments in this format. We're going to redo all this stuff around us right here and make the show look all pretty and fancy. And we're going to do a truly produced show. So, Randy, why don't we bring up the Trail Series overview, and then we'll run through that. And so, guys, basically, this is the Trail Series page. If you were to go to kayakbassfishing.com and click on the events tab at the top corner right there, on the drop down, this will be the tab that says Trail Series. Okay. This is the new overview. Now you'll notice that Pro Series has gone off of there. We've just taken it out of the menu. The page is still there, and we'll be moving the Pro Series qualifications into the Trail Series Challenge Series page that I'll talk about when we get to that point. But so here's the overview of the Trail Series page. You got your list right at the top. It's going to be super easy to find. Going to have all the events listed. You're going to scroll down. There's going to be an overview and explanation of how the Trail Series works. Then you get into some graphics that are going to list some of the initiatives and benefits, like the Dakota Lithium Double Up and then the All-In Early Bird ticket that we're offering. And then again, there's going to be the event schedule. And listen, I use everything that I push you guys to use. Like I use Fishing Chaos as much, if not more than you guys do. And I know sometimes it's a pain in the butt to go through the 5 pages to try to find your events. So we're going to have the event pages on KBF now with all the details on there. Each event, when it's built, will be linked up to the associated graphic. And so for right now, we've got the event page built for Polk County. So instead of going through the entire page for this, we will be doing a captain's meeting video where we go through it all. But I want you guys to take the time to head over to kayakbassfishing.com, click on that event, that Trail Series tab, click on the Polk County banner, and then scroll through this page right here and just kind of look at the overview. We've got the graphic for you guys to share for your chance to win a free entry. We've got the captain's meeting map over there. We've got the little graphics. Now, those graphics will link up to a Dakota Lithium Double Up breakdown, further explanation, but it really will be straightforward. And then we've got all the things that you're going to need to know, as well as hypertext links to the things that may not make sense or that you need further clarification on. And then the red Register Now button right there above it that will take you directly to Fishing Chaos for you to register for the event. So, Randy, if you don't mind, let's scroll back up. You guys do me a favor and put some eyeballs on this thing. Sam and I have been working on this thing for months, and we've basically looked at this thing until we're cross-eyed. So there is a chance that there's some little small errors here and there. But you guys go in and do us a favor and pick this thing apart with a fine-tooth comb, and then either post up on the Kayak Bass Fishing group or send us a message and let us know if there's some things that we need to fix. If you have recommendations, you can do the same thing. You can tag me on the Kayak Bass Fishing group with the recommendation, and then that way I can add it to the list. But more importantly, down in the captain's meeting video, Randy, if you don't mind scrolling down to that, there is a captain's meeting video linked up at the bottom, which right now is only a video asking you guys what all scroll up a little bit. Oh yeah, that one right there. So you click on that video and then just leave a comment in the comment section about what content you would like to see to make the captain's meeting videos better. And then Randy, if you scroll up a little more, there is a link to another video, which is the frequently asked questions video down at the bottom. So instead of writing out all the frequently asked questions, I'm just going to take all the frequently asked questions and rank them in a priority, do a video on them, and then we'll have the little chapters across the bottom. So you can just scroll right to the question you have, and you'll have me explaining it to you versus having to read through, 100 questions. So the videos that are on there now are simply videos that you will comment on to let me know what stuff you'd like clarification on and how we can improve the process. And so speaking of improving the process, I labored over how to balance the Pro Series and how to balance the Trail Series, how not to downplay the Trail Series while promoting the Pro Series, how to not minimize the importance of the 10 while maximizing the importance of the Pro Series. And I really figured out that by laboring over it so much that the answer was in the confusion. If it's confusion, then it means the answer is get rid of the confusion. And so instead of having a Pro Series and a Trail Series, we're just going to work as hard as we can to make the Trail Series the best possible series that we can so that it's like a Pro Series. And if at the point when everyone wants to do 2-day events, or when we get 75% or more of the people entering into the Dakota Lithium Double Up, 75% or more of the people are entering both days, then we'll go to a 2-day event with daily bonuses versus 2 one-day events with a double up bonus. So the way the Dakota Lithium Double Up is going to work is instead of having a $200 Pro Series entry fee, we're basically creating this concept for the folks that like the 2-day format, that want to win some extra money, but it's not going to be a $500 weekend, right? We do realize this is blue collar, every angler that we're trying to build this series for. And we're not trying to be Bassmaster. We're not trying to be, Major League Fishing. I already went down that road and didn't like it. And so here we are. We're going to do the best we can with what we already have. And instead of trying to build a Pro Series championship separately, I'm just going to make the 10 as best as I can possibly make it, right? And then make the 10 Invitational as best as we can possibly make it, which will then trickle down into making the trail the best it can. So the Dakota Lithium Double Up is going to be a $100 entry fee, not per day. It's $100 total. And that's going to make you eligible for $6,000 in guaranteed payouts. Now, the answer to the question is that particular payout 100%? The answer to that question is no. But that's also because we're guaranteeing $6,000. So until we get 64 people to enter it, we don't break even. And so I did this last year, and it worked pretty well, and we kind of got close to break even. So this year we're going to try it again. But what I will say is if we're excessively running a surplus, then what I'll do is I'll just up the entire payouts for, events in the future, or we'll move that to a bonus in the payouts at the end of the season. So the Dakota Lithium Double Up is $1,000 for first place based on your 2-day total, or $2,000. $1,000 for second, $500 for third, $300 for second, $200 for fifth. So even if you finish in fifth place, you double your money. But on top of that, there's a daily big bass that's not a separate entry fee from the overall, but it is a separate entry, and you have to be fishing both trails to be eligible for it. That's just the way it is, because we're trying to incentivize people to fish both events. So you'll have to be in both trails to buy this double up ticket, but then you're also going to qualify for a $500, $300, and $200 first, second, and third place bass. I want to explain that, though. That is not mutually exclusive, meaning you could win first place and you could win first place big bass. You could win second place in first place big bass. You could actually win third place and win the first and third big bass. So in theory, you could win multiple. There's a whole bunch of different ways to win, and you're not limited to. So if you catch the first, second, and third biggest bass, you'll actually sweep that money, right? So there's a lot of different ways to do this. And we just wanted to create something to cover the 2 days. And Dakota Lithium stepped up and supplemented this a little bit for us so that we're not just going out as far on a limb as we have in the past. And it's a cool way to champion the folks that's 2-day total are the best. And again, it's really a way towards the path of, do we go back to a 2-day format down the road, or do we stay with the 2 1-day formats, right? Because ultimately what I'd love to have is a pro trail where the trail itself is 2-day events with, 4, 5, or 6 events required for Angler of the Year, which makes the 10 even that much more prestigious. And then we just keep building the payouts at the 10 and the prestige of going to the 10. Now, the all-in early bird is a ticket that you can buy. It's limited to 50 inside of Fishing Chaos. So the first 50 people that buy this ticket will save $25, because that'll include the Trail 1 ticket, the Trail 2 ticket, and it'll include the Dakota Lithium Double Up. But in addition to that, it's also going to include everybody that buys in is getting entered into a drawing to get either their entry fee back or the entry fee of that same value at the next event. So, for example, if you buy this early bird ticket, I think at $50 or at 50 entries, we're investing something like $1,200 or $1,600. I got to do the math on it again. I did the math so many different ways this week. And then another $350, because we'll be giving you that entry. And a lot of people don't think when we give these entries away that we're truly giving entries away, but we still pay out from the payout charts based on the number of entries. So in effect, that's real dollars. You know what I mean? That's real money that KBF is paying out when we give these entries away, because we don't deduct those free entries from the total payout. So all in early bird, as soon as the event is up, we're going to post it on the group. Like, for example, Polk County's up now, so you guys can go enter. If you buy the all in early bird ticket, it's $325. Once all 50 are done, we'll draw the winner, and one person will either win a reimbursement of their $325, or they'll get an early bird all in ticket for a future event that they can. And that's the other cool thing about it, is you can also use that ticket to claim another all in early bird unless that event's all in early bird is sold out. So you could parlay that into another all in early bird drawing if you really want to. So that's up now. That's live. Murray will be up either tomorrow or within the next few days. And then after that, we're going to have the championship page up. And then all I'm really waiting on is a venue and a permit clarification from Havasu, and then Havasu will be up. Once we get those three up, we're going to double down and work really hard to get what we call the middle third, the second three events, and then we're going to get the last third, and then the championship page, like I said, is already down there. Guys, that really is it. We are super focused this year on consolidating information. I know one thing that's frustrating for you guys. It's also frustrating for me because, trust me, I'm the one that has to drop everything and run and fix it when there's like, hey, Fishing Chaos says this, but KBF says this. The ultimate goal is to have as little information on the Fishing Chaos tab as possible, and then have a link to that event page. So, Randy, if you'll scroll back to that event page real quick, I just want to do one more kind of pass through on that by click on that banner for Polk County, Visit Central Florida, and then bam, there's the event page. You got the event graphic. People always message me, hey, can I get the graphic for the event? You just go to that page, right click, copy, save as, and you can save the graphic. You can save this Dakota Lithium double up graphic over here. And then again, every bit of information that you need is there. And we're not going to do what we've done in the past, which is just to get the pages out there, and then there's incomplete information in it. Mm-hmm. And then we get a month from the event, and we're like, oh crap, we still haven't updated it. So we're forcing ourselves to put our heads down this year and get all of the event details done before we release the events. Now, are there chances that there's little small things that come up and we need to make changes? Absolutely. But all changes will be locked down 30 days prior to the event. So I want to point out right there in the middle of that page, Randy, do you see that one off limits period?
Right there.
See that, guys? That is new for this year. That is not a rule change per se. That is an event-specific detail. Speaking of rule changes, I am driving to Chattanooga tomorrow. I'll be meeting up with Steve Owens, who runs the Bass Series, and then we'll be phoning AJ from the Hobie Series, and we're going to sit down and figure out where there's room for consolidation, if you will, and establishing continuity across certain rules that are, ones that we can all adopt towards the end goal of at some point having like a uniform rules of catch, photo, release across all the series. But I think this is a huge step in the right direction. And I do have to applaud AJ and Steve for making the time to do this. And then once we finish that up, we'll all, either individually at the same time or jointly announce kind of like what rules we're adopting, across the board. And I'm going to try to get that out as fast as we possibly can. I do want to give myself a plug for my latest YouTube video because I want you guys to, I want you to chime in on this one, and I want you to share this one because this is one of those like thorn in the side type comments that happens nonstop. And I think it's silly. So I kind of ramble a little bit in this video. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I say the same things over that are important to emphasize. But I really want this video to be a tool for when you guys see these clowns or trolls out there that, hey, you might as well buy a boat, man. You can just come grab this video and post it as a response, and then they can watch the video to see how we all feel. And I hope I speak for us when I say, see how we feel about that comment. And Randy, we're flowing pretty good here. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and tell the folks to start lighting up the comment section with the giveaway details, and then ask whatever questions they want to ask, because we do have a few minutes for questions and answer if we want to. But why don't you guys go ahead and light up the comment section with, what is it, Randy? Hashtag FishUSA?
Hashtag FishUSA. Put it in the comment section. It's going into the giveaway tool, so you'll be able to see what's going on in a little bit. We're going to pick 4 winners. We're going to pick
these at the end of today's video. This is not going to be like something in the future. This is like tonight. Now, I am taking my beautiful daughter, Casey, to go see a movie tonight, so I won't be texting you the winner tonight, but you guys just do me a favor. If you're a winner, just shoot me a text at 757-348-2232. And by the way, don't be texting me pictures of your butt crack just because I showed you my butt crack in my last how to flip a kayak video. But I appreciate the creativity of the few of you that have already done that. And I'll send you the gift card tomorrow, because all I have to do is take a picture of it and send it to you, and it is ready to shop. So hashtag FishUSA. Let's roll the teaser of my current YouTube video so folks can kind of get a little bit of a taste of what that video is all about.
You got it.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to talk about Just buy a boat. Oh, yeah. This is my kayak. Get yourself one. Fish on. Yeah. Oh, my God. Look at that tank. That's a toad, brother. Golly. All right, guys, so before we jump into today's video, I want to lay a little bit of foundation, okay? There's 3 types of people that we have on my channel. So let me explain the 3 types of people that are here for this channel. The knuckleheads. Y'all are my family, okay? I'm a knucklehead. You're a knucklehead. Together, we are a knucklehead nation. In fact, KBF also stands for knucklehead bass fishing, because a lot of y'all don't kayak fish, but you're just knuckleheads that like to bass fish, and we all get along great. Then there's the clowns, okay? When the clowns show up, the clowns say silly stuff or they say stupid stuff, but they don't necessarily mean any harm. And then there's the trolls. The trolls are the ones that show up and they're all intent on tearing down the message of the video or contradicting everything. And it happens on every channel. It happens all over YouTube. It happens all over social media. It's just part of it. And so the clown is the guy that just is ignorant. Ignorant's not a bad word. It just means they don't know any better. And so that's the purpose of this video. For you knuckleheads out there that love it when the clowns show up and you love it even more when the trolls show up, this video is the video that we as a family are going to post in the comment section every time one of these clowns or trolls shows up with the "just buy a boat" comment. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. When we do the videos on advanced kayak fishing trailers, man, if you're going to buy all that crap, might as well buy a boat. All right, so look, I go in the paint on this video. I'm just gonna let y'all know, okay? Because I just got so many comments, you know. So I wanna make a revelation, share a revelation, not make a revelation. I want to share a revelation that I had. I've been reading Knowing Bass, getting caught up, and I had an epiphany that we need to turn this into a series. So I reached out to the publisher, and I haven't heard back yet because this book's been out of print for a long time, and you can't really find it everywhere. But if you do find it, it's like $150 to like $500. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this book down in a series here called Knowing Bass. I am going to do some of it on YouTube, but I'm going to do a full-blown series here, and we'll talk about next week when we're going to kick it off, what the chapters are. We're going to go in depth. But I'm going to find out what the legalities are. Like, can I read directly from the book? You know, do I have to paraphrase? Like, what are the rules? But I really want to go like in depth on this book and kind of give you guys some of my insights and bring on some guests that I think that are really good in the specific chapters. It's 8 chapters long. It's not a huge book, but this is the best bass fishing book ever written, in my opinion. In fact, this book is what inspired me to write the Kayak Bass Fishing book. And I do reference this book a lot in my book. Dr. Keith Jones, who wrote this book, is the guy that did Berkeley power bait, and he did gulp. So he's the scientist that discovered that concept and designed those formulas. So the guy really knows what he's talking about and has a lot of science to back it up. So yeah, that's it, man. I want y'all to go chime in on that YouTube video. I definitely want you guys to go tear these trail series page and event page apart, looking for anything that needs clarification. Comment on that frequently asked questions video, and then also comment on the captain's meeting video to where I can consolidate the things that I need to include into those videos in one spot, create a shot list, and go out and shoot those updated videos. We are going to do a video similar to this for each and every location next year and go really in depth on these captain's meetings instead of leaving a bunch of questions unanswered. And we're going to try to do them, 30 days out. That way people have plenty of time to make plans, to know every possible thing that they can. And so Knowing Bass is going to be fun. Now I need to give a shout out to a buddy before, or should we do the drawing for the prize? Let's do the drawing afterwards.
Yeah.
I said this before. This guy is the best angler that I know. So if I know you, don't feel snubbed by me saying this, because I do have a lot more fishing experience with this angler. And I've seen this dude lay the smack down in places where the fishing was tough. And again, I've watched him put together really creative patterns In fact, one time we were filming a show together, one of my TV shows. We were struggling, and this guy said, "Hey, I'm going to take off and go do a little exploring, and I'll be back." And he came back and was like, "Hey, I found a church and a fence row and 24 foot of water out in the middle of the lake. Let's go out there." And we went out there and started catching fish off of it. Like, that's the kind of bloodhound that this guy is when it comes to catching fish. But he's also a hammer on the rivers. He's a hammer in, small water, backwaters. One of the most well-rounded anglers that I know. So if this guy wasn't such a dedicated family man with young children, he would be one of the names. And a lot of people are going to go, of course I know who he is, but I'm just saying he's not as big a name as the guys that have had more opportunity because of how dedicated he is to his family. So the best angler that I know that you might not know is Craig Dye. Craig Dye is by far like the best natural angler that I've ever met, and one of the best anglers that takes intel and becomes even better. So he's a bad man. Now, I want to couple that with, you guys do me a favor and go give Craig a follow on YouTube. If you guys are watching, if you could go find his YouTube channel, grab the link, post it in the comment section. Y'all share his YouTube page and ask other people to follow so we can help him, get to that next milestone. So then he gets more motivated to share more of that knowledge that he's got to help, y'all, actually us, become better anglers, because everybody could stand to learn a little bit from a guy like that. So yeah, y'all go follow his YouTube channel. I'll do a more in-depth video about Craig on my YouTube channel, because I do think these angler profiles and these community shout outs are important. In fact, I do have to give another shout out real quick to JT from Fishing with Gramps, because we're actually going to start a segment where JT's committed to be a part of my show, where we do community champs by Fishing with Gramps. So what we're going to do is, we got to figure out exactly how people are nominated and how JT chooses them. But on the show, we're going to bring him in on a regular basis to shout out the people that are doing cool things in the community, right, that may not necessarily get those accolades from fishing in tournaments, or they don't toot their own horn, but they definitely deserve a little bit of recognition, or a lot of recognition, or as much recognition as we can give them, for what they contribute to our community. So I would take my hat off, but I don't have one. A lot of respect going out to JT for stepping up and committing to doing that. And we'll talk about it next week and figure out a way to formalize how you get those nominations over to JT. He and I are also involved in a weight loss challenge where he is going to absolutely get demolished. I'm just telling you guys, he's going to get trashed because I'm fat and I'm motivated and I've got my mind right and I'm not even eating popcorn when I go to the movie tonight. That's how dedicated I am. So, JT, thank you, man. Love you, bro. And in fact, if you guys haven't checked his channel out, go subscribe to Fishing with Gramps. Go follow him on Instagram. Go follow him on Facebook. Go follow him wherever you get your information. And he's got a lot to share. So why don't we do this? Why don't we answer some questions for about 5 minutes? Okay. Because if we give everything away, then they'll be gone. All the people will be like, gone. So let's see if there's any questions. We can do a little 3-5 minute Q&A session. And we're going to do the giveaway. We'll keep this video around 30-35 minutes, man.
Let me scroll up here, because hashtag Fish USA is like crazy through here. So this is awesome. Let's see what we got going on here. Been watching Chad. They've been watching for a while. They love Just Buy a Boat. That was a great segment on YouTube already. So definitely go over and make sure you all watch that in its entirety and share it. Keep it. Have it as a tool in your back pocket.
Would it be better to just go ahead and pick the winners and then ask them to post their questions so that they're back at the top of the pile?
No, it's super easy. I'm scanning through them right now. Do Ambassador Club have to apply every year? And will the list of ambassador clubs be live this year?
So, Jesse, first and foremost, thank you for asking this question. And the answer to that question is, you will not have to apply every year, but I am going to ask that people apply this year. That way, similar to what Sam is doing for the event page for the Trail Series, we will have an Ambassador Series tab. And we really want to build out the Ambassador Series resources. So I would encourage anybody who is a club We had some issues with the form before. We got them sorted out. Go submit the form again. I will be burying my head. I got to go to Bonafide tomorrow to pick up a new River 119 boat. So you guys stay tuned for the walkthrough and some content with that. And then I've got to come home and finish out a bunch of this trail stuff. And then Sunday, the 18th, I'm going over to Westbrook Supply Company. Drew Gregory and a couple of other folks are doing like a seminar there. So I'm going over there to check that out and just kind of be a knucklehead and be in the crowd and get to watch some cool seminars. And I've been wanting to check out Westbrook's new shop anyway. And I'm also picking up a Crescent Shoaly and a New Canoe Unlimited. And Jameson Redding has already committed to getting me a Coosa X. So my son Austin, myself, Hans, Jameson, and maybe a few other people, we're going to put together like the ultimate river kayak showdown video series where we can give you guys as much possible information. It's crazy. There haven't been any like true river specific designs in, a while. Mm-hmm. The Coosa started as a river design and kind of evolved away from it. And then I think the Flint was designed to be a river boat, but it was also more of a kind of an everything boat. And there's some boats that work great. I mean, I love my SS 127 for the river. I actually like the Autopilot 120 for the river as long as I can get the boat in there because it is pretty dang on heavy. But it's the year of the riverboat, man. Like the Shoaly came out. Jackson was already working on the Coosa X overhaul. Bonafide was in Skunk Works working on the River 119. That boat was in work for like a year and a half, and then it got stalled during the merger between Bonafide and Big Adventures, and then it came back to the forefront, and just so happens it's coming out right after the Shoaly. So it's just a good year to be river fishermen, and most of us as kayak fishermen at our core are river fishermen. Okay. Anyway, enough about that. So yeah, I'm really pumped, man. But the answer to that question, Jesse, thanks for asking. There will be a page this year that's linked up, and you'll never have to apply again unless for some reason the club loses their status for, I don't know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but like, let's say the club goes away, new leadership comes in and starts it back up. We'll need to reestablish it then. Mm-hmm. But we're going to ask everybody to reapply this year. But after this year, when we have it set up, then there won't be the need to continuously do it each and every year after that. So good question. Thank you.
Another great question by Mike Elsey, one of our favorites. With the Pro Series gone, what happened to the Pro Series Championship that was supposed to be on Lake Hartwell next spring? Is it still on?
Well, I am so glad that Mike answered this question because I actually was supposed to talk about the Challenge Series, Trail Series, and Pro Series Championship. So here's what happened to the Lake Hartwell event. We scheduled that event March 17th, 18th, 19th weekend because the Bassmasters Classic is normally earlier in the week or earlier in the month. It's either the last week of February or the first or second week of March. Well, now the Bassmaster Classic is March 24th, which means the Kayak Fishing Championship is during the week before that. Right. So trying to ask pros who are probably qualified for both to fish Hartwell for the Pro Series Championship, turn right around and fish Knoxville for the Classic Championship didn't make a lot of sense. And I don't want to hurt anglers or force them to choose between the two or try to take 2 weeks off to fish these events. So the next thing that made sense is to merge it with where it should be, which is to consolidate it with the Trail Series, Challenge Series, and Pro Series Championship. So I will have this explained on the website, but I'm going to give you the brief overview. Everybody that qualifies for the Challenge Series Championship and the Trail Series Championship in 23 will fish in the 23 Trail Series and Pro Series Championship. The people that qualified for the Pro Series Championship in 22 will fish for the Pro Series Championship in 23 in Clay County, Florida, with the Trail Series and Challenge Series Championship. So here's how it's going to work. Instead of having to fish another event for 3 days, travel, button heads with Bassmaster. Now, it's inevitable that we're probably going to butt heads with Bassmaster because we have the Ambassador Series Championship the 17th of March, which that event will be up this week, which is a team event and individual event. And we're test driving and test running the national championship coming to North Alabama in 24 that same weekend. So at some point, we're just going to have to figure it out because we were in the spring first. We moved to the fall because of COVID. The fall doesn't really work because people have kind of, blown their vacation time, blown their extra income. They're fatigued from a hard year of fishing, which is also why we're, trying to back the series down to June. But the Pro Series Championship will include everybody that qualified in 22 for the Pro Series Championship. And then we're going to do 2 wild cards. The winner of the Trail Series Championship and the winner of the Challenge Series Championship will win their way into the Pro Series Championship. By and large, it's probably going to be somebody that was already qualified anyway, but we're throwing that carrot out there to help build that event up even more. So I alluded to this at the beginning of the video, and if Mike hadn't said something, I probably would have forgot about it. The $100,000 is going to work like this: $25,000 guaranteed first place payout for the Challenge Series Championship. $25,000 guaranteed first place payout for the Trail Series Championship. And then we're going to honor the $50,000 guaranteed first place for the Pro Series Championship. That could be won by one person. That could be won by 3 different people. Mm-hmm. But the way it'll work is day 1 and day 2 will be everybody in the Challenge and Trail Series. At the end of that, only the people that are qualified for the Pro Series will move on to day 3. And that 3-day total will be the Pro Series champion for 23, which is for 22. And then we won't have a Pro Series championship after that. We're going to double down and focus on putting that money and that effort and energy towards just making the 10 better. In theory, I really would have preferred to just take that $50,000 and throw it into the 10. But again, we don't always have the ability to, for hindsight to be 2020 or foresight to be 2020. It's always hindsight. So we're going to basically use this year to consolidate as much stuff as we can. And again, knowing that you're going to fish for that Trail Series, Challenge Series, and Pro Series Championship all at one time. And then I really do have to thank Neil Paul from Visit Anderson and Hartwell for working with us. He also realized that they had another conflict that was really close with another event that they had. So what we're doing is we're looking at bringing an open event to Hartwell later in the year, and that will be a team event. So stay tuned for the details on that. We're going to really build on that team concept this year. We're going to have the Challenge Series, the Ambassador Series Championship, which is going to be team focused with an individual component. And then probably July, August, and September have some team events, and then use that as qualifiers for the Ambassador Series Championship Team Cup the following year. I really like the team concept. We had planned on building the team concept when we introduced the Top Team Challenge Cup at the 19 National Championship. And then the next year, COVID happened and kind of threw a monkey wrench into it. And so we've been kind of doing CPR on a corpse ever since. Now it's time to really double down on that team concept. The 4x4 format is what we're using. 4 anglers, 4 fish, and it's the 4x4, right? It's the 4x4 format. And I like it. I think it's cool. It's like each angler swinging for the fences. Let's see what team can put up the best 4 fish. And then when we do the national championship next time in the spring of 24, we will have the Ambassador Series team championship, but it won't be at the same time. We'll do the national championship Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like we always do. And then we'll break and we'll have the Ambassador Series Championship Team Cup on Saturday, and then have a party and the award ceremony for both the national champ and the Team Cup that Saturday evening. And then everybody's got Sunday to go home, and it's a backup weather day, and it's all kind of coming together, right? But it's about reaching out to the ambassador leaders, reaching out to other people in the sport that have good, a grasp on what's going on. People at all levels, people who fish in the Challenge Series, people who fished the Pro Series before, people who've fished 3 years, or people who fished, 3 events. And I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm an idea fairy. Like and my biggest weakness from a leadership standpoint, probably for about 6 years, has been not knowing when to say no to things. Just because it's not a good idea doesn't mean we should do it. And offering too many opportunities, right? So we've drowned a little bit in opportunities. So, Randy, let's do one more question and draw some winners.
Yep, you got it.
So I hope that answered the question. If not, I'll be further clarifying it on the webpage.
I'm getting there.
Thanks, Mike.
Getting there. one of the questions was about identifiers. Is the identifier going to stay the same, and is 10 tag going to have the updated one if you change it?
So we're going to have two things. One, we're going to do an updated identifier so that ambassador clubs identifiers, if they use that template, will also be acceptable. And then we're still going to accept the standard identifier that we already have. So we will have an updated alternative identifier, but I know that people have bought tags and laminated the old ones and things like that. So there'll be basically multiple acceptable identifiers this year.
Got it.
So yeah.
So that was a great question. No, it's going very well. They are still throwing in hashtags. So yeah, that's hashtag.
Let's draw some winners. Let's draw some winners. Let's make the first one for a $50.
But first, we got to tell it. We got to tell everybody about what's going on at Fish USA.
Oh, that's right. Why don't you go ahead and roll those deals first, real quick, and then
so real quick, everything going on over at Fish USA. They have daily specials that's going on. So right now, you can get 20% off of all Akuma products, Rapala, fillet knives, and then also buy two get one free of Fish USA tools, which is actually really good. So if you got stocking stuffers,
it's funny you mentioned the Rapala thing. I actually talked to a guy at Rapala whose great grandfather was one of the founders. And I said, what is the name? He said, listen, I'm going to tell you this. It's neither, because his real name isn't even that pronounced either way. But here's what we accept. We say it's Rapala above the Mason-Dixon line and Rapala below the Mason-Dixon line. So if you grew up in the South, you probably called it Rapala your whole life. And if you grew up North, you probably called it Rapala your whole life. And so
the crazy thing is I go back and forth. It's weird.
The grandson of the founder said it's both. And actually it's technically neither. So yeah. And guys, you can find this page at any time to find all of Fish USA's smoking deals. And also, keep an eye on your email that we send out, because we have KBF Mob member only benefits exclusive deals that we send out about twice a month.
So if you go to fishusa.com/sales, you can go right to this page, and there are chock full. Like right now, let's just give a little shout out: 30% off of Garmin Panoptix Live Scope system. I mean,
it's just there's some stupid deals on here. Like legitimately, there's none of them that suck. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They do have exclusives, but you can't get mad at Fish USA about those exclusives. Those exclusives are generally mandated by the manufacturer, not by them. So, or exclusions, I should say.
60% off of a 13 fishing spinning reel. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. And not to mention that they still have their clearance section. So have fun shopping in that too.
And look, I picked up some of these walleye baits, and I got some from Duke when I went up north, and I got some from Fish USA 2 years ago from a company called Salmo. Those things work for bass, and I think sometimes they're giving the bass something they've never seen before. So check out some of those walleye lures too, because they catch bass. Now, don't check out the walleye weights; those don't. You want to steer clear of those.
Those don't work very well.
All right, man. Let's pick some winners.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our infamous giveaway tool, and this is that's the wrong button. Excuse me. And it is going to be a lot easier to pick a winner. So right here we have, as you can see, we have 74 entries that have gone in. If you want to get in real quick, put in #FishUSA and you can get in there. We'll give you one last 10 seconds to get in on the drawing. So you got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hit draw, and that's going to be the first one. So which one do you have there, Mr.?
The $50 Fish USA gift card. I'm going to take a picture of these so I can remember them tomorrow.
Blake Costin.
Blake, shoot me a message tomorrow morning, 757-348-2232, and I will send you your gift card, Blake. All right.
Good job, Blake.
Let's pick $100.
$100. We're going to draw again. Here we go.
Pick 100. Pick 100.
100. Throwing out hundreds. Making it rain. Lynn Easter. Good job, Lynn.
Lynn. Congratulations, Lynn. $100. And do not give all of it to Alex. Trust me.
Definitely contributed a lot today on the show. So thank you for all your comments.
Use this for yourself, Lynn. This is for you.
Keep it.
All right. We're going to now do it the other way around. We're going to draw 100 and then we're going to draw 50. So this is another $100 Fish USA gift card. So
another one. Here we go.
We'll draw a winner.
Y'all want winner. This is the best way. It's way easier than doing all the questions, I think. Jesse.
Boom. Cool. All right. Last but not least, we have one more $50 Fish USA gift card. Randy, after we draw this one, let's congratulate the winner, roll the credits, and get everybody out of here for the evening. What do you think?
You got it, sir. No problem.
$50.
Kim Lang.
Dude, did you have the lady filter turned on today? Three out of
it was all ladies tonight. Bro. They were the ones that contributed. They did awesome. Jesse, Kim, what was Blake, and
no, actually it's Bilaki. Like if you're really pay attention to social media, Blake is Bilaki.
Gotcha.
Bilaki. So anyway, well, listen, congratulations to the winners. Thank you guys so much. And appreciate y'all tuning in. If you have any questions, put them on the captain's meeting video or the frequently asked question video. And then be sure and go check out that latest YouTube video. Go subscribe to Craig's channel. Go subscribe to JT's channel. And we'll see you guys next week. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Have a good one. Enjoy the water and get out there and have a great time.
Hey guys, I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bass Fishing. If you're looking to get in on the exciting sport of kayak fishing yourself, check out kayakbassfishing.com. Yeah. Boom! Oh, yes.
What a freaking code.
So whether you want to find out more about competitive kayak fishing and kayak fishing tournaments or just looking to learn more to make yourself a better angler, head over to kayakbassfishing.com and join today.